Morning folks, welcome back to the channel. Now this is a video that I wasn't actually expecting to make. I had to take my Ducati Supersport in for minor warranty work at Premier Bikes in Oxford, where I got the bike from, and while I was there they very kindly offered to let me ride and take a test ride on a BMW R9T Racer. They obviously thought that I was the target kind of customer who would ride one of those bikes. So this is the BMW R9T Racer with the HP spec, high performance parts spec. It's a lovely day actually for trying this. It's got the heli bars plus an Akrapovic exhaust fitted on it, so anything as I'm riding with winter gloves. It does have the heated grips. Switch those off because it's too warm now. It's a heavy bike, but it's very easy to plant yourself on. Feels really comfortable. Get those wing mirrors adjusted. It's such a smooth engine on this. When you rev it, it's the same engine as the GS, but it does wobble the bike a little bit. It feels almost identical in position to the Supersport, Ducati Supersport S. Very, very similar. Oh god, it is smooth. Feel the bike pulling to the right when you rev it because of the nature of the Boxster engine. Very similar feel to the Ducati Supersport S in terms of the riding position, nearly identical. That's because the heli bars have risen the bars backwards a little bit, cause the bars to rise backwards and go into a much more comfortable riding position. This feels exactly the same in terms of riding position as my Ducati Supersport. It feels like a BMW version of a Ducati Supersport basically. It just feels heavier, not as responsive, it's not as tuned as the Supersport. I'll tell you what, it's lovely, it's very, very smooth. The only thing it doesn't have on first looks, in terms of when I asked the guy at the dealership, is it doesn't have a fuel gauge. Now that's really disappointing because my BMW GS310 has a fuel gauge and a range indicator. This doesn't. However, judging by the looks that I'm getting as I ride past people, it's a stunning looking bike. But very, very detuned. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's detuned. I'm so used to the Supersport responding instantly to the twist of the throttle, and this sort of doesn't. Woo! I can literally just jump on this and ride it. I'm having no difficulty whatsoever with this. Luckily it's a perfect day for test riding bikes, so Oh, we've got some water and a squirrel. Don't want to get this. Thing is, this bike is such a beautiful bike, you don't want to actually get it wet, so I'm gonna go really slow. You can really feel it wobbling though. Can you see that, the way it wobbles? You've almost got to go against it, so as you rev it, actually what I found is, if you rev it, push against it in the opposite direction, it will stay smooth. Another one is the indicator, when you do it, doesn't actually tell you which way the indicator's going, which is the same as the GS310, but on the Super Sport it does actually tell you whether you're indicating right or left. Beautiful looking bike. Third party MRA screen fitted to it, which is interestingly what I've got fitted on the GS310. Boxster engine. Acropovic exhaust. Water, don't want to get it wet. So you probably gathered from that video that I really enjoyed that bike. It was really nice to ride. Very similar in riding position to my Ducati Supersport, but in comparison to the Supersport, it was far more, or far less I should say, responsive to the throttle. It was heavier, but it was comfortable, and I think it would make a great touring bike. And it certainly does come under the category, if you like, of a bike that you could get as something to get back into biking, despite its quite large engine size, because it is comfortable, it's got a good riding position with the heli bars, and it is very easy to get your feet planted on the ground. So there you go, there'll be some more stuff coming up soon, and as always, thanks for watching.